so much for taking the time today. We're very excited about the social Oasis concept here at Albertinen Haus. I would love to ask you a few questions about your design approach and how it specifically addresses the needs of our residents. So, how did you approach the design, and how did designing for seniors influence your decisions on design?
I mean, we started the pilot with looking at the physical space. Obviously, we've already been through a needs analysis phase in this project and looking at what are the strongest needs for this target audience and how can we facilitate them in the space. So the social oasis concept has a few concept critical functions that we wanted to make sure that we could fit in this space. We did interviews, kind of an insight phase together with you guys at Albertinen, and getting as much information about the residents there as possible. And then looking at the physical space, it's one room, it's a part of a bigger context. So how does that interplay with the rest of the kind of flow? And started sketching out basically the different parts that we wanted to get into this concept. So there was like a insight phase and then just concept developing or sketching out like the different areas. And then from there, we did more specific like selections of what type of furniture. We tried using as much reuse as possible. So you guys also had like a furniture, some furniture in the basement that weren't being used. So we looked through all of that to see how can we reuse as much as possible and create this physical space for the social oasis.
Yeah, very, very interesting approach. In your concept, you emphasize biophilic and multisensory design to reduce stress and avoid a sterile clinical atmosphere. Could you share how you translated this idea into the specific materials, lighting, or textures chosen for our social oasis?
So we started that with like interviews and understanding, discussing with you guys at Albertinen. And we had first an idea of creating a kind of a color scheme based in a nature kind of biophilic atmosphere. And initially we went to more like a woodsy type, kind of heavy and green. So green, but then speaking to the residents and you guys, we understood that the people in this facility, maybe they grow up kind of more close to the Baltic Sea region. So the idea of kind of biophilic, what's the English word, like the fauna, it's more maybe kind of closer to those types of color scheme that you have around the Baltic Sea region. So we kind of did a rethink there and based our color scheme on that type of setting, because even if they can't go to that scene, maybe we could bring some of that into the space then. And then looking at like and we had interviews with you, I remember, at Albertinen, we found some, color elements from the shorelines, like the terracotta of the typical ceilings that are in the shore, the architecture and around the shorelines there. So we had some elements of a kind of the type of environment that a lot of these people have grown up in, and we tried bringing that into this space.
Yeah, I definitely think it was the right idea to do the Baltic Sea scheme. Yes.
That's good to hear. Yeah, we hope it's going to be a success and that everyone will feel at home in the space.
I think so. So you designed the space at a living room scale with three distinct zones: the campfire, the social core, and the retreat nook. What was the idea behind creating that specific retreat nook at the edge of the room?
The idea behind that is to facilitate. Obviously, the social oasis is a lot about creating natural way of engagement and social interaction and furthering that. But we also have to consider that people are different. So having different types of functions, we don't want to force everyone to participate, so everyone should be able to do that on their own terms. And some people enjoy more of a passive engagement, but still get fulfilled with just kind of onlooking or being part, but from a bit of a distance. So that's why we've tried to create these zones that have these different layers of engagement possible.
Yeah, I also agree that that's a really good approach, just like how I see the residents living there, that I think it will be very good.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Fingers crossed. So we would like to use the room for different activities throughout the day, from quiet conversations to group events. How does your design ensure that the space remains adaptable and easy to maintain?
And that's a big question, because when you design any space, you want it's very common that you want to keep it as flexible as possible, but you also want to have a very distinct experience. So that's oftentimes a tricky one to solve. I think a key for us when we discussed in this particular space is you want to be able to do like events and stuff like that, or have activities, but you also, you don't want to decide too much going in. So we tried focusing on not building too kind of heavy or fixed installations, keeping in mind that the needs of the space is going to change over time. So we have a kind of a mix, and not having necessarily fixed furniture. So making sure that everything is movable or feasibly movable, even if it's not going to change like over the course of a day too much. It should still be able to be some sort of flexibility during the course of a day. And if you want to kind of rethink the flow in 6 months, because it's a research project. So, I mean, we're testing solutions and trying to navigate and making sure that everything can be improved over time. So yeah, I don't know if that exactly answered your question, more kind of discussing the problematics of it, I guess, but that's we've been trying to think about it.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to see if we have to rearrange or change the furniture throughout the time. So yeah. We also already spoke a little bit about the Baltic Sea shoreline inspiration of your design. And can you tell us again, how did this coastal landscape influence your choice of colors and materials and specific design elements to bring that seaside warmth into our indoor space?
So obviously we looked at the shorelines. We got your help in finding like the typical environments and how they could look. So we studied that and brought a lot of the colors into the space. We also looked at like the shapes of the natural environments that you can find, and trying to let that guide us when selecting furniture or elements like lampshades and things like that. So that was, I think, a collaborative process that worked very well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anna, for the insights. And we are looking... Sorry?
No problem.
We are looking forward on how it's going to be fully alive, the concept, in a few weeks or days, hopefully.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it as well, and getting to see the space live for the first time. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting next step for us all.